What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Robeytech. I am your host, Justin Robey, and you know what? It's kind of fun that we're back and we're doing some showcase builds, really just kind of stretching that budget as much as possible and doing it in a case that is absolutely stunning, right? And so I've been really excited about this. This is the Phanteks Evolv X2, and then we're gonna be doing our first build with a non-Founders Edition RTX 5090. This is the Zotac Solid. You might be saying, Robey, the Zotac Solid, like again, what are we looking at when you compare against the FE? So we're in the middle of doing our review for this. All in all, this is what's called a reference model 5090. That means performance-wise, it's just on par with what you might get with the 5090 FE, but it's a little bit quieter, believe it or not. It's actually quieter than the FE when we looked at the average by about 3 decibels. It's a little bit, it's obviously a little bit cooler under load as well. So that means there's a little bit more ability to basically push it. And then of course it's obviously different looking, and it gets all of the benefits that you get with a Zotac card with their essentially their warranty and all that sort of stuff. So there is a difference, and we have seen, it's funny enough, we just got finished doing the 5090 Supreme as well, and that card actually does do better than the Supreme Liquid, than an FE, by 5 to 7 frames, and the overclock potential on those stuff. So again, cool to see stuff like Zotac. We're gonna pop it in here. The good thing is by the time we actually do builds with these, we actually have data on them as well. So the review for these will be coming out. So we'll be able to tell you, it's like, oh, well, which is the best 5080, which is the best 5090 in terms of reference and all that sort of stuff. We're hoping to actually have those videos, which will be super cool. So we still are doing our budget ones, but we have some ones where we're gonna stretch our legs from the budget. And this is definitely one of those at $4,300. So it's gonna be absolutely crazy. And we're gonna spend all that money. And let's talk about how we're gonna spend all the money. Starting with the CPU. Now the reason that I decided to do Core Ultra 9, the 285K, because I know a lot of people are like, why not the 9800X3D? A couple things. One, first and foremost, their BIOS fixes and stuff like that have done an awful lot towards bringing things on par with the 14900K. Much easier to cool, which, spoiler alert, unfortunately for this build, this case is not the best thermally. I mean, you can look at it, but we're finishing our review on it. Not the best thermally, so we're gonna put a 360mm AIO. The other thing too is that for content creators and stuff like that, even though things have improved with the X3D, the one thing I will say about if you're gonna do a 5090, 5090s are more than just gaming systems. And so when you think about choosing between a Core Ultra and until the 9950 X3D gets out and we can test, there's just definitely a lot more you can do with a Core Ultra 285K than you can just do with a 9800 X3D. Okay, so there's GPU and CPU. Continuing the, hey, we're just gonna spend the money because we can. We're gonna use the ROG Maximus Z890 Hero Mobo. Guys, there's some really cool stuff that we're gonna be showing off inside of this, just in terms of quality of life and just how easy this board is to use. It's crazy expensive. There's obviously a lot that we can do with this, with your ability to basically look at things like fans, layouts, water cooling, all that sort of stuff. This is definitely an enthusiast board, but this is obviously an enthusiast build. So really excited to get this in here and stretch it out. This is the least expensive thing I'm using, but I love this AIO. So this is our budget AIO of the year of 2024 coming into 2025. Outperforms, like, for the same, it's less expensive than the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, outperforms it on Intel and AMD, much easier to use, much easier to install, and for all the people who sit there and say like, the offset matters on Ryzen, well, this kind of shows you it didn't. So it's just one of those things that I've actually really enjoyed, and so really like this cooler. I love how simple it is and how inexpensive it is. It kind of filled that hole that Deepcool kind of left when they got booted from the United States. And so really kind of, you'll probably see this cooler come up a lot, but it looks so good inside of this case, which is nice. Doing something new, but given it's a Phanteks build, we're gonna use we essentially have a Phanteks Revolt 1000. So the Phanteks Revolt 1000, this is the version that does not have cables. So they actually sent us the cable kit for this, which is actually pretty rad. So we actually have a separate cable kit, which these are nice sleeve cables and sort of stuff. But 1,000 watts should be fine. If we were going to do any overclocking, this would probably be like, this is on the cusp, right? Like maybe 1200 watts would be a little bit better, but given that we'll, you know, so if you were gonna do this, just letting you know, if you were gonna do this and potentially do something a little bit more power hungry, I would definitely recommend going to 1200 watts over 1000 watts. For what we're gonna do here, this is gonna be absolutely fine, but again, they've seen some nice big spikes on this thing, so usually I would say with the 9800 X3D, 1000 seems fine. With a 285K, just given how much more power hungry you can make these chips, I would definitely recommend doing a 1200 watt PSU. More from Phanteks, we're using their M25 120 G2s. We have the reverse fan for the bottom, and then of course we've got one rear fan that we're gonna be using for that. And then of course, last thing, storage and RAM. Now, this is one place that we could have spent more money, but I mean, for the fact that we're just doing a showcase build and it's gonna get stripped, we did a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury NVMe drive. Here's the deal. If this was my build, I would do a 2 terabyte OS, and then I do 3 4 terabytes or 2 4 terabytes in a RAID 0 for gaming, so then you end up with a massive RAID drive for that. And then guys, 48 gigabytes, 8,000 megahertz RAM. 8,000 megahertz RAM is what we're gonna basically pop into this. So we're gonna be putting 8,000 megahertz DDR5 from Patriot in there and going all in, so yeah. Okay, so I'm actually really excited about this case. We just got finished doing our review. The one thing is that we were just trying to think of something that was absolutely stunning. Okay, so here we go, guys. Going from there. Okay, so here is, look at this side. I mean, this board it's so pretty. Look at this, I mean, just look at this board, guys. I mean, it's so stunning, and everything is just, it just pops up and all that sort of stuff. Look at the number of USB-Cs. I might have to do it like this because it's just like that big, right? CPU, we're doing our Core Ultra 9. Loud it was. Yeah, see, not loud at all. It's just very crunchy, but it's super secure because they have that double, they basically have reinforcement to help with the pins. So basically it just means that you get less degradation in memory reading and all that sort of stuff. So it's very quiet in terms of the installation. Now, I want you to see, yeah, it's more crunchy. I want you to see how easy it is to install this NVMe drive. Now, we obviously have more NVMe space, but check this out. This is super cool. You just go like this, and then this giant thing pops off, right? Which is super cool. So that just pops off. We have our peel down here. Now, if you want to change, you can change your NVMe to basically all the way up to 2280, all the way down. If you want to, it's just a little click thing like that. Just got to do your peel, and you can go all the way to 2110, which is pretty rad, except for the get the peel off. Okay, cool. There we go. Got our peel. So we take our 2 terabyte drive, just like that. There we go. And then boom, it's in. That's how easy it is to do the install, right? It just clicks right in there. I love that. Then we'll do our other peel right here. Yeah, super smooth, right? Isn't that cool? Take this, slide it in. Slide it in like that, put it down, and then that holds it down, and then that's it. You've installed the entire NVMe drive. Now, I'm curious, just because we have it, we should look. Let's see how many NVMe slots we have here. This is always fun, right? Let's just see how much the very expensive board actually has, right? Okay, so you've got one, look at this. 1, 2, 3, there's 3 here, and not including the other 2 here. So a total of 5 NVMe drives that you could basically put inside of this. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so here is our bracket. Oh man, this Mobo is so heavy. It's hefty. There we go. Okay, let's get that nice and covered, nice and thick there. Okay. Dude, I feel like something's going on with this thermal paste here. It usually does not take this much work to get it spread. I only have one bin of this, right? I think I'm just getting too low to the bottom. Usually not this hard to spread. Do some texturing here. Do some texturing, and then we're just gonna put a big $sign, dollar bills as our thermal paste art today, because I feel like that's like really kind of the name of the day. This brand is this is the Noctua NTH2. I think I need to get a new tube, so I will order one. Okay, so that is all done. Mobo is ready. Oh man, that Mobo is not light. Time for the case. Oh, not a small case, guys. But I think when we're done, this is gonna be a pretty build. Okay, so we're gonna pull this up. There's our tab. Okay, so there's a couple screws for the front panel. One's right there. There we go. There's another one on this side. Another little screw up here. Not I'm a screw up, there's a screw at the top, guys. Not I'm a screw up. Piece behind me's off. So here is, wow, that weighs far less. Here's the box. In the back here, we have a little tray here. There we go. Okay, that pops open. So there we go. So take this off. And then now, this just pops out. So that's for our fans. Now, one thing we have seen is this case, when we did normal fans and you didn't do reverse, the fans did actually clip the bottom. So we were getting fan noise on the bottom of this. So we recommend for sure using reverse fans with this versus doing fans that are just backwards, because as the fan spins, it'll drop down. And of course, it depends on the quality of the fan, but there is a chance in which it will rub against the bottom. You could do spacers, which would keep that from happening, and you just get a little bit of pop above, but something to just be aware of. But it's really, really neat. It's really, really neat to just be able to do this stuff, and then, of course, be able to just kind of put things together. So let's get our Mobo in. Ugh. Nice, that's gonna look super good. Now we're gonna work on is just getting our front panels into good spots. Oh, okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay, first part, gonna install our rear fan, our bottom fans. Okay, pop this open. Go to top down. I really love how easy this is. Like, hey, let me install these fans. They're that quick. Nice, clean. Look at that. I like it. There we go. Okay. I want to rotate this. I put them in the wrong direction. If I do this, that should work. Okay, now we can put this in here. Ugh. Okay, so there's a little hole right here specifically for running the fan cable. And since there's only one cable, it makes it really easy. I mean, this case is just, they thought about like kind of everything to make this as easy as humanly possible. Look at that. And it's just like flush, beautiful flush. So I just got to figure out what to do with case. So now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do the AIO. Let's throw our rear fan on. Oh, interesting. So something I just saw about this, check this out on the side here. Just to make sure that they have so this, like these screw holes for the rear fan, they go all the way through this. So if you are going to do installations on this thing, you need to make sure that you have a standard screwdriver, like the LTT screwdriver wouldn't work. So something like this, because you have to be able to do your fan screws in that. So something just FYI here, that you might run into that if you were going through there. There we go. Okay. Trying to think of how they want it. It looks like they want it to come. Trying to think of how they want to do this, the fan. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So they actually have a pass-through for the fan for this one. Crazy. Just all these like neat little things that they've thought about. So here in the bottom, they have a pass-through right here. So you just put your fan. There we go. And just like that, like now your fan is nice and securely in. So it's just little things. And then that actually has a routing hole through the side here. So it's like it's got a clean, like really clean routing location. And now, screw hole here. Check out that back. It's just back there, you know what I mean? So now, last little part, guys. We're gonna get the AIO in here. And then all we gotta do is just kind of route all the cables and get it in there. But the AIO install for this is actually pretty straightforward. So let's get this out of the way. Again, very, very easy AIO to put together, which is nice. No, the bottom fans are, yeah, they're reverse. They're intake, yeah. So they're reverse fans. Let's do dad joke. 2 goldfish are in a tank. 2 goldfish are in the tank. One says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" 2 goldfish are in a tank. One just says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?" This is the back. Oh, okay. Okay, so this hose is supposed to go through here. There we go. Wait a minute. So this goes like this. Hopefully this locks it in. There you go. Okay. Guys, we did it right. Oh. Okay, here we go, guys. Run that through that little hole there. There we go. Boom, just like that. AI is in, lines up beautifully, which is super cool. We're gonna screw this in and then it's starting to come together, guys. We got all of our AIO cables here, all of our fan cables. There's 3 of them, which is really straightforward. Okay, so now last part is let's get our AIO installed. Look at the side view. Okay, let's get our GPU in. Moment you guys have been waiting for. Time to get the 5090 in. Zotac 5090 solid. We've already done an FE roll. We've already done an FE build. So we're doing, this is a reference. So this is MSRP. GPU time. It's been a while since we've got to debut GPUs. Well, actually not that long. So this one, looks like they have a black filling for this. And then again, looks like we have an RGB cable, sag bracket, and then they have a standard looking 4-pin, which we don't have to worry about. And then the actual card, which I actually really like. Whoa, that is a thick card. And there it is right there. Beautiful, look at that. I love the new look of them. Like I said, from when you compare this versus the Founders Edition 5090, the performance is on par with the FE. Couple things that are worth noting is that the sound, the volume, like the overall air, its noise profile is lower, and the temperatures are lower on this card versus the FE. It's also quite a bit bigger, but okay, here we go. Big Chungus going in. This thing is like, there we go. Okay, we're in. We're in. Woo! That is a big boy card in there. And this slides over this. Okay, so that makes that now. Oh. Really nice sleeve cables. And I like the cable combs actually a lot too. And they're really easy to use. It's a very pretty looking cable kit. I mean, it is black, it's plain, but this particular build, it looks really good. Okay, we got one more cable, and that is our 16 pin. And that is it, guys. We just gotta plug in our PSU after this. Okay, one more cable. This is it. Last bit. This is the end all be all of this whole thing. And it's also got cable combs for the 16 pin, which is cool. Okay, let's get this Seasonic here. It's actually Phanteks, but it's powered by Seasonic. So there is no cables in this. (16 pin) or 12+4. And this is a platinum PSU, so the other thing too is this is crazy efficient, which is actually really nice. There we go. This is always the real test. There we go. And then that clips in. Oops. This little clip thing, oh, there it goes. There you go. It is on and solidly, look at that. Look at that, perfect. Like seamless, that's how you know you've done a good job with your cable management. There we go. It's on. You see anything? Oh, that's a good sign. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is lit up. Oh, more RAM, okay. Okay, let's go to File, Advanced, 10 minutes. Start the run. See how this, let's see what temps are like. Pulling 230 watts. Sitting at a very nice and frosty 76 degrees, guys. I mean, it's cranking a little bit right now, but it's not having much of a problem at all. Okay, so let's take a stop there. Let's just take a look at gaming temperatures. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at GPU temps, because this is a way for us to stress GPU temps. Okay, so we're gonna do 5090 Furmark, full screen. Okay, so here we go. Here goes our temps. GPU is sitting at 52, 54. So the GPU temp is saying nice and cool. Yeah, so in other words, it's doing a good job. I mean, like, again, this is incredibly stressful. I mean, it's pulling, look at this though. It's pulling, where's our wattage? It's sitting at, this is, don't worry, GPU temp. Usually this pulls like this pulls like a lot of wattage usually. So there's that. Okay, let's check out gaming temps real quick. If they would add for, sorry, that's really loud. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go to here. Okay, so we're gonna sit there and see what it is. So we're gonna go to graphics, we'll go to ray tracing overdrive, DLSS super resolution, we'll do transformer model auto. Let's keep frame generation off for now. Let's turn path tracing on. And this will just be raw, and then we'll be able to see here GPU temp 46, and then CPU temp is currently sitting at 57. See how this is. This is a great way to just see gaming temps in general. Now this is at 1440p, not 4K. Now we could absolutely do 4K, but right now we're doing 1440p. This is absolutely everything on. And right now our GPU temp is sitting at 58 degrees. And our CPU temp is running at 62 degrees. So again, nice and good temps from, for this one. So, I mean, this seems absolutely fine. Again, we don't have, MFG is not on right now. This is just DLSS. This is DLSS 4 because this does have the transformer model on it right now. So this is using DLSS 4. This is the latest patch for Cyberpunk. And this is 1440p, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on, just for fun. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to Ray Tracing Ultra. Gosh darn it. DLSS Super Generation, DLSS Frame Generation, apply. And then I have to restart. And then we'll try it with 4K. Settings, video, let's go to full screen. 4K. Okay, so there we go. Let's go to graphics. Super resolution, we'll do frame gen 4. So we'll do, this is like full mode, everything on, ray trace, everything. Path tracing, we'll turn it on. And we have transformer model on here. Let's run the benchmark. And then we'll jump into the game. But then this will give you full temps. So this is with MFG, transformer, path tracing. We're getting 235, 226 frames per second. I mean, this is like as maxed out as you can get. And we're gonna jump up to 250 here. So understand, you guys are getting there, you guys are getting it via, you guys are getting a different, it doesn't do that on the main screen, it does that on the, what you get on Twitch is obviously degraded, right? So just something to be aware of between Twitch and, yeah. So understand, it's not, what you see and what I see are very different, and that's just, yeah. That's always the problem here now, is that like MFG is almost impossible to show without you actually playing it. And if you ever get a chance to experience it on your own, it makes such a massive difference. But the stuttering and stuff like that is honestly because you're shoving a 250 frame, even greater than 60, into a 60 FPS. So it's just, yeah, this is always the problem now. It's just like, it's a little bit of trust me, bro, which kind of sucks because you shouldn't have to. Yeah, this is 250 frames per second at 4K. So here is the game. This is gameplay. This is 250 frames per second, 4K with everything turned on. And so this stuff right here, and I showed this, if you guys go back and look at our last 50, this is the stuff that the transformer and all that stuff you do not get with FSR and all that sort of stuff. Just showing you some things. In terms of temps, we're sitting at 67, which makes sense given how much we're pushing the card right now. So I wanted to just show that a little bit. All right, cool. So you guys wanted to see firm market 4K. So let's pull GPU power. Right now it's pulling 575 watts. 575 watts right now. And it's sitting at 63 degrees. Now we could let it soak a little bit longer, but this is like, we could just run the regular one. You don't get all the statistics, but yeah, right now it's pulling, GPU usage is 96% and it's pulling 65 and it's still pulling 575 watts. Now the other thing too is that it actually might be pulling more than that, but we'd have to put and we did order one, so we can see it at the tap, so we can actually see, so it might actually be pulling more than 575 watts. Because it says that the power limit's 575, that's what it shows it's doing, but just as an FYI. We'll pop some Hogwarts in here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's go to settings. Let's use this because this is too slow. Okay, so we're gonna do global recommended. Oh, we actually have ray tracing, ray tracing, ray tracing, ray tracing. Let's go to, we're gonna go full screen, confirm, 3860. So we'll do balanced. Uncapped, motion blur off. Okay, let's go 4. Okay, everything there looks good. Everything is maxed. Ultra, 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 on. Okay, here we go. So this is multi-frame generation, everything at ultra. Wow. 406 frames per second. At 4K. Okay, so he wants to check raw. Let's go to here. We'll do DLSS off. Frame generation off. So it's raw. Frame generation is off, low latency is on, frame rate's uncapped. VSync off, okay. So it's 100 frames per second, 125, which is probably why it felt so good So this is raw, everything maxed, 4K. Look at the hair, that looks good. Reflections, like look at, that's so cool. Look at the reflections off of the pulsing reflections off of the lanterns, right? You see that little bit of light there? That's really neat. And then the fact that it's reflecting off of there, just a lot with this game. There you go. That is all the games. Anyway, guys, that is it for me tonight. Have an absolutely, overall opinion. So here's our thing. Beautiful, beautiful case. Lots of thoughts in terms of getting, making builds look really great. In doing so, there are some things to think about, things like cable management, using cable extensions, stuff like that. This is really kind of built around Phanteks hardware. So if you use your own hardware, there are some challenges, but still some very impressive stuff. And then for the most part, the warmer the components, the more this is going to struggle, just because it's not the best airflow case. So that's my short. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Hope you guys have an amazing night, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.